a bit. I just glad to have you on the air. I
That's
just wanted
awesome. Thank you for
I,
having
I
me.
just wanted to give you a few minutes to talk to you and ask you exactly what's your opinion what's your honest opinion. Now, be honest. Now, I know your
hmm
boss is there, but I'm sure she'll understand. Your honest opinion about Teen Challenge.
It is a God sent program. Definitely. It works. I've been in and out of rehabs and, different institutions, and Teen Challenge really, really worked for me.
How did
I'm a firm believer.
how did it work that the other ones didn't?
Well, it's based on the Lord. It's all on Him and how to depend on Him for that void that we run from. A lot of us, when we do the drugs, it's like a vicious cycle. We're trying to escape something. It's like we don't want to deal with our problems and the issues we have. But when you come here, you have no other choice but to deal with these issues, and get rid of those hurts. And once you allow the Lord to come in and change it, it's a whole new ball game.
So, in other words, you're trying to tell me that it's not about you. You just kind of you're using the Lord as a crutch to lean on and to guide you to where you need to go. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, most definitely. Most
Right, right.
definitely.
While you're on the air, I have a chat room here, and we just have engineer asked, what is the website for Teen Challenge? Could you give that website out again?
I can. It's www.teenchallenge.cc.
Say that one more time.
www.teenchallenge.cc.
And the phone number that I called you at?
It is 954-476-0809.
Once again, if you would.
954-476-0809.
So, get a little bit back to you. Let's get your bio. Let's get your history. Let's check you out, girlfriend. So, where did you grow up at? What area of the country?
Maine. I grew up
Maine.
in Maine, yes, sir, and moved down to Florida probably about 20 years ago.
Why would you leave Maine to come to Florida?
My family was down here,
Okay,
and my
that's
mom
good.
was lonely, so she moved me and my sisters down here to be closer to them.
And we were talking about peer pressure and how people, I mentioned about how I actually got started in my first of my drug abuse. How did you get started in your drug abuse?
It was a big rejection issue with me. Peer pressure wasn't ever, it wasn't that hard for me. My thing was, growing up, I was rejected by my father, my mom always working. So I didn't have that family foundation. So once I, started experimenting, my addiction progressed, and then I was addicted to heroin for 5 years.
Now, you said, so in other words, you just said, well, I'm going to go out and do heroin, or did you go to some parties and somebody introduced you to heroin, or
I
how
had
did
a
that happen?
friend. I had a friend that had been doing it, and I wanted to experiment. I wanted, I was like, hey, I'm gonna try it.
But if that friend would not have been doing heroin, would you have tried it? You think?
Probably not.
Okay, so
But
peer pressure.
probably eventually,
But-
eventually I probably would have done something.
Right, right. But peer pressure is still part of peer pressure. It's
Right.
you want to. If you've been rejected with your parents, you don't want to be rejected by your friends.
True.
And sometimes
True.
you're afraid of that, and you will do anything to never to be rejected again. That's what happens with a lot of guys out there. They take advantage of a lot of ladies because they get a lady that's in love. That lady thinks they're in love with him,
Mhm.
and or vice versa. And next thing you know, hey, let's go to a party and da 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 da, and that's it.
Right,
And it just
right.
goes on from there. Well, I should say it goes down from there. It doesn't
Yeah,
go
exactly.
up. It goes
It
down.
spirals downward.
Yeah, and so you and I don't want to say horror stories, but because there's a lot of kids out there right now probably listening that probably says, "Hey, this is fun.
Right.
Man, I'm
right.
cool. This is fun. I'm having all kinds of friends. This is great." But that's because they've just started, maybe within a year or 2 years.
Right.
How can we, by your story, how can we convince a young lady that may be thinking about it or have been doing it for a short time? How can we talk them in and quit doing this?
Well, definitely the overdose factor. I never thought it would have happened to me, but it did. I've had 3 instances where I have OD'd, been in the hospital, being pronounced dead on arrival, so it's like one time can take your life. If it's going on a year, then it's definitely out of control, but it just takes that one time for you to get that scare, and it could kill you.
Yes, it can. And I almost bled to death with crank. I couldn't shoot nothing because I'm afraid of needles. I'd pass out with needles. Thank God. Thank God, But I would snort that crank when I was in Texas, and that's where a lot of crank was. And matter of fact, I got a girlfriend. This girl was she was a fox, man. And she was doing crank all the time, and I just could not tell her no. There was no way I could tell her no. Right. And then next thing I knew, I woke up not once, not twice, but 3 times with my blood all over my pillow where my membranes in my nose burnt out.
Wow.
And if I would have passed out, because when you pass out, you're up for 4 or 5 days, and your mind never passes out, but your body does, because your mind is going like a pinball machine. And you're laying there, and I passed, my body passed out, and if I would have passed out on my back, I wouldn't be here, because I would have drowned it in my own blood. Wow. Just so happens, all 3 times I passed out, it was on my stomach, and the blood flowed out. And
thank God for that.
Yeah. If I would, like I said, I wouldn't be here. And not only that, so many times I had accidents and everything, and we could go forever. I mean, I got 25 years I could talk about. So it was hell every day. And so what you said that you OD'd and a few other things.
Yeah.
If you have something to say to the children out there that are starting, or even somebody that's already been doing it, what would you say to them?
Definitely go and talk to somebody. It's definitely not something to mess around with. Your life is more valuable than that. If you don't feel like you can talk to a parent, go to a counselor. Go to somebody and let them know that this is it's spiraling out of control.
Now, if somebody called you, you're on the switchboard there at Teen Challenge. If somebody called you, would you talk to them? Would you? I know you would probably ask them to come in for counseling, but a lot of people just don't want to come in. But they may be suicidal and everything. Would you spend time? And I know Donna would. Do you actually spend time? I'm sure you probably come across that in the past.
Yeah, definitely. We're here to help. Whether it's being where I'm at or where Donna's at. We're here to help. Our main focus is to help people and reach out to people that need the help, that are in those desperate situations. So I encourage, if anybody needs to talk, we are here. Call us. We can help you in any way possible.
And what's that phone number again, if you would?
It's 954-476-0809.